It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Fix that collar. Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm always doing something at the last minute, right? Yeah, you're right, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday. I had to fix that collar. All right, here we are doing our thing, ladies and gentlemen. Do we want to button it up in there? We're gonna leave it just like that. I'm here Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. 7:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. All right, everybody, right now, from the top, I need you to do this for me. I need you to click on that thumbs up button. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody to like, click on the thumbs up button. You see it right there, hook a brother up. Bam! Thumbs up. Like, share, copy and paste the link, and you can tag it, copy and paste the link in an email or a text message. You can copy and paste it on your forehead, on your butt cheeks, on your stomach, on your tummy, your belly button, wherever you want, on your neck. I don't care. Wherever you want to go ahead, copy and paste it. Do that. Copy and paste it on any and every social media platform you know. So like, share, and tell everybody to subscribe. And if you haven't done it, I'm sure if you're watching me live, maybe first time you stumbled upon this channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button. All right, don't cost you a dime. And thank you. I'll tell you how you can support my media company. It's so important that we support Black-owned media financially, not just with our clicks, our views, our likes, and our comments. Please leave your comments in the comments section below. All right, so I had a great weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. So off the very top, so let me do this. I want to give a big shout out to a brother named, as a matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago, he was on the show, and he was talking about his event, Ronald Smith, here in Charleston, South Carolina, in the Charleston, South Carolina metro. Many of us know him as Stunner. Ronald Stunner Smith. So he's got a nonprofit, Positive Vibes, Ron Janae Smith. Ron Janae Smith is his beautiful daughter who became an ancestor in a very horrible, tragic way a little over 5 years ago. Now, this brother, everybody, all of us are one of two things in life. We are either an asset or a liability. Now, after losing his beautiful, beautiful angel, his baby girl, to just senseless, horrific gun violence, Brother Ronald had two distinct choices. More than being an asset or liability to his community, to his neighborhood, to his city, to his culture, he could have been a menace or a blessing. And if he would have became a menace, how could you blame him? His baby girl. Who wouldn't want to somehow, I can't even imagine, listen, you all, please, y'all, I know a lot of you all watching me now think you know me. No, yeah, you know what you see on camera, but there's another side. The 5932 South Elizabeth, south side of Chicago, and then even with that comes a whole nother side. So the point I'm trying to make is that Brother Ronald Smith could have very easily leaned into the righteous anger, the bitterness, the sense of wanting some form of justice, revenge, all of that, which could have easily led him down a dark path, wouldn't have brought his daughter back, but somehow it could have attempted, because there's no way to fill that kind of hole. Our kids are supposed to bury us. We're not supposed to bury our children. So very easily he could have leaned into those forces, those voices and forces. And I'm sure he wrestled with it. They called the anger and the revenge and wanting his own form of justice, which very easily could have turned him into a menace to his own community. He had that choice. And like I said, most people would be like, if it was me, it could have been me. I would have taken that path, including myself. I'll raise my hand. Could have very easily turned into a more twisted version of Robert McCall. Because Robert McCall was defending people who couldn't defend themselves. But in a way, a dad could look at it. Look at losing a daughter who was just an innocent person, innocent bystander. Oh yeah, I would want to get justice for my daughter, which could lead you down a path that where you could easily, that energy could turn you into a menace to your own community. But when I started this part of the conversation and the monologue off, I said he had two choices. He had a choice to be a menace or a blessing to his community. And Ronald Smith, AKA Stunner, chose to be a blessing. And he is still being a blessing. And I have so much respect for this brother. And shout out to his whole team, Calvin Brown and all the board members. I got a chance to meet them on Saturday night. They had a sneaker gala. And it was so cool. Everybody, we had on our tuxes and our black suits, and the ladies had on their evening dresses in our sneakers. Folks had on their Air Force Ones, their Jordans. I had on my Skechers because they are so damn comfortable. Skechers, y'all need to cut me a check as a brand ambassador. But man, those things are so comfortable. But it was really cool. It was celebrating the culture and sneaker gala. And Ronald Smith announced, actually he made the announcement on my show, like he said, in real time. He gave the breaking news that now Positive Vibes, the nonprofit, his nonprofit, Ron Janae Smith Positive Vibes, will now be called the Positive Vibes Pathway. And what does that mean? He explained it. I'll explain it again. So the Positive Vibes Pathway is going to be, he leads with as a violence interrupter. So what Positive Vibes, Ron Janae Smith's nonprofit, he and his team are violence interrupters. And they are literally out on the street preventing death and murder and mayhem and revenge, and literally. I mean, these people you have mothers and fathers, especially a lot of moms and aunties and grandmas that call Ronald and his team in the middle of the night, 1, 2 in the morning. My son I found a gun in his room, or he's gone out to try to, get revenge, and they interrupt his violence. And they've saved countless, in the over 5 years that Ronald Smith has been doing this work, he and his team, they have saved countless number of lives. So I have the ultimate respect for the work this brother's done. I've always and will always stand 10 toes down, supporting Brother Smith and Brother Brown, Ronald Smith, and Calvin Brown, and the entire now Positive Vibes Pathway program and nonprofit. Because with the Positive Vibes Pathway, they now have expanded their violence interruption program as violence interrupters to, okay, when we are called to speak to a young man or young woman and to try to talk them off the edge or the ledge, or to try to talk them down from wanting to seek, revenge or whatever it is, to somehow act out on whatever the issue is they're having in a violent way that could lead to more death and destruction for others, for innocent people, innocent bystanders, like Ronald Smith's daughter, or for themselves that could end in their own death. Those who are out to seek vengeance could wind up dying themselves. So along with being a violence interrupter, they are now coming, I like to call it, or for those in social work, they call it wraparound programs. They'll go into the home and see, what does the parent need? Single mom, single dad, you got a grandparent or grandparents, raising grandkids. What is that household? What does that mom, what does that dad need? Do they need a job? Do they need some type of job training? Do they need to further their education? Do they need some type of mental health care? Do they need counseling, therapy? Maybe do they just need food? Do they need a voucher or a stipend? Do they need money to cut the water? Maybe the kid is in a house, parents struggling, there's no water, there's no electricity, there's no heat in the wintertime, there's no AC, air conditioning. Here it is, it's been like 90, we've had a heat index of 100 and plus for about a month, it seems like. So they actually go into the home and find out what is at the source of this young person's anger. Because young people act out, and many of them feel that they don't have anything to live for. Many of them don't even believe they'll live to see 18, let alone 21 or 25 or 30. So what, in a really comprehensive, holistic way, not only what do we need to do for this young person, what do we need to do for this young person's family to help the young person turn their life around and to step away from the violence. So big shout out once again to Ronald Smith, Calvin Brown, and everybody at now Positive Vibes Pathway, formerly known as Positive Vibes Ron Janae Smith's nonprofit. So thank you. We had a wonderful time. Got a chance to see a lot of State Senator Dion Tedder. As a matter of fact, City Councilman, as a matter of fact, he is my city councilman. He's actually a neighbor, and his name escapes me. And Greg Perry, I knew it would come by. Do I still have his flyer? Because I meant to get Greg on the show. No, I don't have it. I guess I did something with it. It was in here. City councilman for the city of North Charleston, Pastor Thomas Dixon, Attorney Eduardo Curry, and his wife, Tamara Curry, who was running for one of the judge positions here in South Carolina. As a matter of fact, she's been on the show before. We got to get her back on the show. So we had it was really a wonderful evening. So, and shout out to, he's a council person also. So this young man is amazing. He is a singer. He can sing, not sing. There's singers and singers. This young brother can sing. He can sing, but he can rap. I mean, he got flow. He got bars. He sings. He's a singer. He's a rapper. He's a songwriter. He's a producer. He can play multiple instruments. Mike A. Brown. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reach out to Mike. I got to get him. I'm getting Mike on the show this week if I can. Shout out to Mike A. Brown. He performed. He and some other young people, a group he has. And when I tell you this young brother he's different. He's gifted, anointed, whatever adjective you want to use. And I spoke to him. I told him, I said, listen, man, but you are different. God has really blessed you in a unique way. You are uniquely gifted, and lean into that. Lean into all of your gifts fully. So big shout out, and he was very gracious. And I told him, I said, I'm just a vessel. God put this on my heart to say to you, Mike, and I'm sharing that with you. So I'm honored that he chose me as a vessel to speak to you, and he put it on my heart to share that with you and to encourage you even more to lean into the fullness of your greatness and all the unique gifts that you have been that have been bestowed upon you, young brother. Very, very proud of you. All right, shout out to everybody watching live. Listen, this show is interactive. If you have a question or a comment, jump in my chat room. All right, jump in there and leave your question, comment. If you got a birthday, cancers, I think this is the last day for cancers. It might be. Yep. Omar Epps, actor Omar Epps, 53 today. NBA, former NBA All-Star, NBA champion. I'm sure he'll be in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. Ray Allen. I think he went to high school up near Greenville, South Carolina, which is about 3 hours where I am right now. Happy birthday. Ray Allen is 51, and everybody else celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. I just want to take a minute to honor the young ancestor, the young brother Nolan Xavier Wells, his homegoing ceremony, the celebration of his young life. He was 18 when he was killed. His young brother was murdered. He went out with a bunch of white kids, white boys that claimed that they didn't know what happened to him, but somehow his keys and his phone, they had his keys. Some of them went to his mother's house and gave his mother his phone, and I believe his keys. That's some bullshit there. But today was the celebration of Nolan Xavier Wells' life. So shout out to the young man, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and he passed. I can't think of the name of the lake, but there was a lake that's near Ocean Springs, Mississippi. That's down near Biloxi, Mississippi. So shout out to his parents, to his mom, and to his dad. And we lift you all up in prayer. And young brother, that you are among the ancestors. So you are not here physically in the flesh, but your spirit and your soul is here with us. And now your young spirit and your young soul is now, it's always been in your mom, because she's the one that gave you life and brought you into this world. So your spirit is now in your mom and your dad and the rest of your family. So we lift you up in prayer, young brother, as you have now joined the ancestors. All right. So just wanted to address that. And also, a year ago today, Malcolm Jamal Warner tragically died. He drowned. He was on vacation. I think it was Costa Rica. He and a friend of his got caught, and we get a lot of this. Well, actually, unfortunately, some people do die here. It's called rip currents. So water moves, and here, we got the ocean. Now, I grew up in Chicago. Lake Michigan is powerful, but it is nothing compared to the power of an ocean. And so even if you're literally on the shore, you can go out maybe chest deep. And if you get caught in what they call a rip current, where the currents can change directions, like at a moment's notice, and the rip current will pull you away from the shore. And people panic, and if you can't swim well, you wind up, because you can't, listen, Mother Nature, like I said, Mother Nature and Father Time are undefeated. And even strong swimmers, you can't fight the force of that water, especially when you're dealing with an ocean. And I believe he was in Costa Rica, so that's, I think that's, Costa Rica is, I think, on the eastern part of Central America, so that would be the Atlantic Ocean. But whatever ocean it was, he was no match. He was no match for the power of the ocean. And what a lot of people don't realize is that if you get caught in a rip current that pulls you out to sea, your instincts, your survival instincts kick in, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to swim back to shore. But the harder you fight that current, the further it pulls you out. And then eventually people wind up drowning. And unfortunately, in too many cases. But the thing to do, if you find yourself in a rip current, is to, instead of trying to swim into and fighting the current as it's pulling you out, you're trying to swim back in. The rule is to swim parallel. Like if this is the coast, the camera is the coast. Don't swim toward the camera. swim alongside. So you swim parallel to the coast until you will eventually wind up out of that rip current. And then once you get out of the rip current, then you can turn and face the shore and swim toward the shore. So shout out to the memory of Brother Malcolm Jamal Warner, who's also an ancestor. All right, before I get out of here, let's see. So I was going to have a guest today that was going to get your money right on Get Your Money Right Monday. And I was going to have the CEO of Tax Express Services, Myra Allen. She's a brilliant sister. She will help you. She's going to come on and talk to you about how you can improve your credit score or scores, improving your credit and your credit scores. The sister is brilliant. I'm co-signing for her personally. And so she'll be on next week because she had as a matter of fact, she was involved in a closing of one of her clients, I guess was closing on a new home. So she had to, at the last minute, she said, I just got this call. I guess the clients called everything. The lawyers, they were ready to close on this home. So she wasn't able to make it. As a matter of fact, she may still be in the car right now. So, but next Monday, she was excited, and I'm excited for you to meet her. She's got some great information for you. She can really make a huge difference because there's just some really easy, simple things to do. But if no one's ever taught you, you don't know. Even the simplest things have to be taught. So she'll have some very simple lessons, some tips, and just give you some basic things that you can do that can really, really turn your credit and your credit score around, which is very important, especially for those who are looking to buy a home, or even if you're looking to purchase a car or any type of loan. Because this rigged system, they're gonna get their money, and it's really rigged against our poor and working class people. It's set up to keep poor people poor and working class people as poor as possible. It's not set up for poor and working class, middle class people to move up to a higher echelon in terms of their social economic status, which is especially not with this regime. Which leads me to my final item here in the monologue, speaking of this current regime. Well, the curse of Orange Hitler strikes again, but this time it struck the right people. Yes, it struck its own kind. It cursed itself. It cursed its own energy. Yes, the curse of Orange Hitler, a.k.a. you know what I'm talking about. I don't even mention his name on the show. Yes. That the dude is ruined 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Yeah, you saw him. Yes. Donald J. The J stands for Jackass Trump. The curse of Orange Hitler struck arguably a team from the most racist. Now listen to what I'm about to say. That's saying a lot. Some would argue that it might be the most racist country on the planet. You say, wait a minute. The United States of America, they were not in the World Cup finals. They lost about a week ago. No. Yeah, I know. You say, wait a minute. Israel? No, Israel, they weren't even in the World Cup, were they? No, I don't think they were. Talking about Argentina. Do your homework, Google Argentina. Maybe one day we'll talk about Argentina, but yes, Argentina. Even the people in South America, all the other South American countries, they don't even like Argentines or Argentina. They say, man, Argentina is the most racist country in America. So here's one note. When the Nazis who fled, the little punk-ass, bitch-ass Nazis that didn't kill themselves like the original Hitler, Adolf, when those Nazi leaders who committed those atrocities after they lost World War II, where did they flee to? They fled to Argentina. Yes, they fled to Argentina. Not to mention that Argentina had a program almost 200 years ago, close to almost 2 centuries ago. was it? Blackcumento. I'm pronouncing it wrong because I don't speak a lot of Spanish. I believe it's Blackcumento. That's not how it's pronounced. I'm ruining it. I'm screwing it up. And I didn't write it out phonetically. But anyway, it was erasing the Africans who were brought to Argentina during a transatlantic slave trade. Speaking of the transatlantic slave trade, there were only 3 countries. Get ready for this. There were 3 countries that voted. There was a UN resolution that basically recognized the transatlantic slave trade as the greatest crime against humanity. Guess what 3 countries voted against it? Said, nah, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Of course. Good old US of A. Yes, the good old US of A. Boy, that racism train is never late. So, the United States of America and its twin over there in the Middle East, Israel, the state of Israel under racist ass Bibi Netanyahu and the MAGA leadership. It's like the Jewish MAGA version of America's MAGA, led by Bibi Netanyahu in that regime, and Argentina. This was recently. The only 3 countries that voted against the UN resolution recognizing the transatlantic slave trade is the greatest inhumanity, the greatest crime against humanity. They was like, nah, it wasn't that bad. So this just giving you a little idea of what Argentina is all about. One of the racist white nationalists who was, pivotal in getting Orange Hitler in the White House, a guy named Peter Thiel, who, along with Elon Musk, originally founded PayPal. Yeah, I know. America wasn't racist. The United States of America, yes, the United States of America wasn't racist enough for Peter Thiel. He picked up, and took him and his family, and they moved to Argentina. So that's just giving you a little idea about how racist Argentina is. Well, Orange Hitler, the curse of Orange Hitler, he was rooting for Argentina. He predicted they would win. And right on cue, they lost. In the World Cup finals, they lost to Spain. Now, I'm not caping for Spain because, the World Cup, the championship game was Sunday. We call it soccer in America. They call it, everywhere else in the world, they call it football with a U, football. Now, Spain is Spain is like the OG colonizer, one of the original colonizers, Spain, Portugal, England, and then France came along later. But the OG colonizers, the original colonizers, the original gangster colonizers, Spain, Portugal, England. So you had like the colonizers, the original colonizers, so you had that group of races versus the ultra races, the new Nazis of South America, Argentina. So I was rooting for neither team, but I was definitely rooting against Argentina. And since Orange Hitler was rooting for Argentina, and I knew the curse it hasn't failed yet. Not at all. So Spain, they got a couple brothers. They got this one kid, 19, Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, I believe is his name. Really talented kid, born into poverty. His parents were immigrants from Africa, and now he is one of the greatest soccer players or football players in the world. And the kid is, this kid is, whew, yeah, he's gonna be, and he's just 19. He's gonna be a problem for another 20 years. So shout out to, well, I guess not so much shout out to Spain, OG colonizers, but shout out to Orange Hitler. You've done it again. The curse of Orange Hitler. That train is never late either. And so Argentina got what it wanted because the organization that puts on the World Cup, FIFA, was corrupt. The head of FIFA had his head so far up Donald Trump's ass that if Orange Hitler opened his mouth, you could see the head of FIFA's face and his smile, his teeth smiling at you. And they were really, the referees, it was blatant that the referees wanted this guy, is it Leonardo? Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. One of the greatest soccer players, football players ever. Can't take that from him. But he showed himself to really to be just like a little small. He's already a little tiny dude, but he showed himself. He revealed his racism. You could see his team. As a matter of fact, after Argentina lost, you had some of the Argentine players. One of them, they tried to choke one dude, literally put his hands and was trying to choke one dude, and then on Spain's team, and threw another one down. Now I said, when y'all played them brothers from Cape Verde, you ain't try that shit. They knew who to run. You knew who to run up on and who to mess with, and who to try to choke and who not to choke. Because if you'd pulled that stunt on them brothers from Cape Verde, it would have been an ass whooping right there on the whole team's. It would have been no match. Everybody would have got what they call a red card, and a red card means you get suspended at least for a game. That's like you really do something egregious. And Lionel Messi should have had probably 3 red cards for some of the dirty shit he did. But hey, karma is real, and karma is undefeated. And to paraphrase one of the greatest NBA players ever, my man Rasheed Wallace, to quote one of his sayings, he said, the ball never lies. He said, the ball don't lie. And that soccer ball, that football, it didn't lie. All right, listen, thank you, everybody. Thanks for the conversation. Thank you to UC Mary Dixon 334. That's my #1 fan, my executive producer. So I want to thank everybody for watching me live. I'll be back live Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Oh, by the way, new start time. So we're about 2 weeks away from a brand new start time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, 5 p.m. if you're maybe in Denver in the Mountain Time Zone. What do y'all think about? So the House of Representatives, they passed their portion of the bill. It's got to go to the U.S. Senate to keep daylight time permanent. I ain't gonna be. Look, I'm not gonna be fond about 8:30 in the morning still being dark. In the wintertime, I'm like, nah. But we'll talk about that at another time. So please, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Click on it right now. I need everybody, do me a favor. Click on that thumbs up button. Pam, 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 pam. Like, share, and subscribe right now. So like, share, copy and paste the link, copy and paste the link, copy and paste it in an email, in a text message, copy and paste it on your forehead, copy and paste it on your butt cheeks, copy and paste it on your belly button, wherever you want to post it on your neck, copy and paste it wherever you want to do it. It's all good with me. So like, share, and subscribe. Click on that subscribe button right now for me. And shout out to those that's reached out and wanted to support the media company. My media company is so important that we have independent media, black-owned media, that we have voices like mine and so many other voices on social media here on YouTube. Tell the truth, shame the devil. That's what we do here. So it is so important. You can support my media company, support my voice and this platform multiple ways. I'd love to have you as a sponsor. You can be a sponsor or advertise. Reach out to me, use my email, which is Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell it, Geno Jones Show, all one word, at Gmail. That's GenoJonesShow@gmail.com. Also, you can use that same email address if you would like to support the show and my media company financially via Zelle. Yes, you can do it via Zelle. Use the same email address, GenoJonesShow@gmail. GenoJonesShow@gmail.com. Now, you can use Cash App, $ Dad G Jones. All one word, $, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G J, lowercase. $Dad G Jones. No amount is too small or too large. So whatever God places on your heart, whatever you have, whatever you are able to support, to give, to support my media company, my platform, my voice, it is truly, I will consider it, and I consider it, speaking it into existence, I consider it a blessing. And I thank you for allowing God to use you. Whoever your God is, he, she, it, even if you don't believe in God, I thank you for being a blessing to me, to my media company, to my show, and to my viewers and the culture and the community, and to all of humanity. Because at the end of the day, we lean into our humanity. We're living in a time where it's a simple choice, especially here. We're living in a time where you get to choose. As a matter of fact, there's a simple choice. You can lean into human, like I said earlier, about having two choices. Are you an asset or a liability? Are you a menace or are you a blessing? You lean into humanity or inhumanity. I choose to lean into our common humanity. And that's what the show's all about. But I lean into humanity with a specific emphasis on us as Black Americans, and really is all of us as part of the African diaspora. But here in America, a country that has been unapologetically Black for 4 centuries, like 407 years. So I am unapologetically pro-Black. I am not anti-anybody, except for I am anti-racist. And I am unapologetically anti-racists and bigots and sexists and misogynists and homophobes. I am if you are a bigot and a racist, oh yeah, I am like anti you. But I am unapologetically pro-Black because America has and still is unapologetically pro-Black. Full stop. All right, I love you. We'll see you live. Shout out to Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her and her Lexi Jones collection out, lx.ncl_LX.ncl_. Shout out to Mr. Mario Uomo. Gosh, I didn't shout my man out, Bruce Gage. He is the owner of Mario Uomo. A lot of the suits you see me in blazers is part of the Mario Uomo collection. Check him out on Instagram, MARIOUOMO, Mario Uomo. Mark Hill Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram. He's the CEO of Designer Cuts, Kel Be Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Once again, don't forget, everybody, do it for me right now. Click on the thumbs up, like, share. That means copy and paste the link any and everywhere. Like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to subscribe. Please, thank you. Subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. I love you. Real love. Love. Real. I mean, like that Mary J. Blige, real love. It is a verb. It is an action word. Show somebody you love them. We'll see you Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.